Hey there, it's Jared. I mean, Emily. We're laughing like this already. Okay. I was told the intro.
Welcome to Speaking Of. We're flying by the seat of our pants today because obviously Jared has not been released from whole lockdown.
No, I just got a lot of hair, that's all.
Yeah. This is Jared with style. What do you think? Today's Jared is Emily. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you. Long time watcher, first time visitor.
Yeah, are you even a subscriber?
Well, my daughter is. Does that count?
Speaking of her daughter, Olivia is our viewer of the week and our most recent subscriber. Maybe next week it can be you.
Surely I subscribed at some point.
Look, if you don't want me to be in goth for an episode or two, then that's your choice. But I think that you should help.
All right.
Yeah. So congratulations, Olivia, for subscribing and being our viewer of the week. And I'm pretty confident
Yay.
she's watching
Hi, daughter.
this week.
Hi, child.
Hello, child. Welcome, Oprah.
And I have watched. I'm sure I've subscribed.
She
because
has.
I've watched, and I actually was doing my homework, and I was
You were doing
enjoying
homework while
some
you
of
were
the
watching?
times I was mentioned,
It's true.
or times I wasn't mentioned because
to protect you.
You know, Kate and Jared were talking about the times that they may have had been checked to see if they were having a sip or two.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So she was present. What she's not pointing out is she was also part of the problem. Okay? It's
I
not
don't
like
laugh that loud, though.
whatever. So it's not like Jared and I are over here getting in trouble for fake drinking. She's over here just corralling and encouraging the
I might
behavior.
be egging some things on.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not an innocent bystander is all I'm saying. Okay? Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of Applebees and drinking, whatever.
Speaking of Applebees and fake drinking.
That reminded me of your Applebees dude.
The waiter guy.
I mean, you've talked about stalking on the show. I just want to say that was an important stalking that
was,
went on.
Let me tell you.
It may not have been...
That was a challenge. All right, I was between marriages at the time. And I was going to Applebee's...
To study.
I was
studying.
Well, originally, I had gone with... I was on a date. That's what it was. I was on a date, and it was an awkward date.
Right.
Where the guy I was with, I knew him, but didn't really know him. And he didn't talk. Yeah. So I had to. And I don't know if maybe... First of all, his car broke down on the way there. And then I don't know if maybe he lived at the Applebee's and just didn't want to say anything, but he was making no movement whatsoever of, okay, let's go. We were there for 3 hours. Okay? I was practically Gilligan or Marianne. I want to be Ginger. Yeah, I mean, it was about to be like a one-way ticket. And so every time the waiter would come to the table, I would talk to him because he would engage. And I mean, I was getting lonely. 3 hours is a long time for me to talk to myself. Ask the hubs. Anyway, so, but then that was that, I thought. So then I came in again with somebody else, and I can't remember who it was, but he was not our waiter, and he came over and sat down.
Right?
Yeah, like he full on brought a chair over and chatted, and I was, oh, this is new. I'm not used to this behavior. And so, because the person I was with was younger, so it was definitely... It had to have been me. Process of elimination. It wasn't the minor. Anyway, so then I would go there to study for this class, and then Jared. Then I'm taking random people.
Yeah, I'm pretty
not
sure
random,
I
but
visited
yeah, we all took
someone
turns.
Else.
I made it look like I knew a lot of people.
I just want to know, which app did you get tired of? You went.
None of them. None of the apps did I get tired of. It's too
That's
bad.
Pretty much how
it's
often
too
it
bad
was.
Wesley wasn't around because Applebee's is his favorite, and I'm sure he would have been happy to oblige. But it took a number of visits, and me this is how long ago this was, paying with a check and writing a note on it, circling my phone number like that. That's bad.
Take a hint, dude.
Right? Bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the best part was, I don't think you were with us, but Jared and I were there, and he had come to the table. I think he was our waiter, sitting there, and I don't remember what it was that I brought up, but I clearly should not have, because Jared immediately started kicking me under the table. And I look up and he's like this. Don't say that. I don't remember what it was.
I'm sure that's why you brought him. That's what he's good for.
Don't
go there thing. Yeah.
No, don't tell that story. Yeah, it was. And then finally, the guy asks me out. But then I realized he doesn't have a car. And I said to my parents, if I get asked out one more time by someone without a car, because it was the guy whose car had broken down before that.
Yeah, you were picking some winners.
He was a pot-smoking alcoholic.
I was going to say.
Information I did not have at the beginning. However.
But he had that luscious long hair. I mean, how do you resist?
That's right. He did cut it at some point.
He had
but
some awesome hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I also recall one time meeting up with him after he had gotten off of work, and him making the comment, "I smell like food." And I was like, that is a thing. I didn't realize that in that industry that was a problem.
When you work in a food place.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you smell like food? And then I noticed the food smell. It's not a food, it's food. Yeah, it's the food smell.
Yeah. Try working at KFC for one of your first jobs. Yeah, that was a fun smell to bring home.
Who's hungry? No one.
I don't want to get sued or anything. But
right.
Let's just say I could skate on some floors.
Oh, I'm sure. My oldest brother worked at Taco Bell for a time, and let's just say there's things you just don't want to know.
Things you don't want to know.
Just you don't want to know. And
I still eat there though at KFC. Does that make me not sued?
I still eat at Taco Bell. So there you have it. However. Well, okay, we won't go there. Anyway. So speaking of stalking. So ever since the iPhone came out and there was the whole Find Your Friends thing, right?
Yes.
And I always thought, so that's for like insecure spouses to use, right? Yeah. To keep track of where they are. You don't
trust your partner.
Right. Yeah. And so then I had siblings, producer, saying, "Oh, connect with me on Find My Friends." And I was like, no, you don't need to know where I am, ever. So now I'm at this stage years later where when we're on our way to Studio PBJ, I let producer know where my location is so that he doesn't have to nag me when it works to know where we are. Well, recently I connected it with the hubs so that he could see where I am. In part so that I could get the reverse, because he goes on these bike rides and I don't know where he is.
And he does have a tendency to crash his head.
Right.
Or, drive off the road or get hit by things.
Thank you. So, yes. And then check himself out of the hospital against medical advice because, doctor, I could die crossing the street.
I could just walk home broken.
Right.
It's fine.
Whatever. And never does he bother to do the thing I ask, which is let me know when you're on your way back. Because I need to know at what point to be worried that he hasn't been home in 4 days. Is that concerning or is that normal? So anyway, so we have it set up so we can see each other. Well, it backfired on me.
Oh no.
Okay, and this is exactly why I always wanted to avoid it. Because you can't do anything in secret for any reason. Now I can say this because I know the Hubs isn't going to watch this. So I'm working on a project as a surprise for the Hubs, for which I had to recruit his mother. So, on my way home the other day, I had an appointment, so I was going to be home late anyway, and I was like, this is perfect. I'll stop by their house on the way home. He'll never know. Yeah. Well, luckily, I had a folding chair to drop off at their house. So I had a cover.
An excuse.
Yeah.
Good.
Because we got visiting, and I ended up there longer than I expected. So I go out to my car and I have a message from the Hubs that says, "Say hello to my parents for me."
What are you doing at
my
mom's
And
house?
I was like, no, busted. What am I gonna?
So, tell my mom I said hi.
Right? Because I don't go there by myself. And I was like,
Isn't there a function for turning that off? See, I'm still of the
Probably.
persuasion that, like, this is creepy. All
Yeah.
location services off.
Yeah, like really.
Still haven't done the...
So then I had
You're not encouraging me to do so.
No, because
either.
it will backfire at some point.
Yeah.
So if I had to just say, yeah, I was dropping off the folding chair, which is true. I did drop off the folding chair.
And is said surprise finished, or...
It's not.
Okay.
But it is now well on its way now that I have recruited help because it was getting sketchy. But yeah, totally. Say hi to my mom and dad for me. Well, great.
The modern age. I love it. And
seriously.
speaking of the modern age and things like that.
Uh-oh. See?
I saw a study where they're going to have contact lenses that you can put in that will record every single thing that you do.
Okay, but
you can
why?
adjust the focus, everything.
But why?
Everything. I don't know. It's creepy. It's really creepy. No, thank you. I don't need any record of what I say and what I do.
Right. This is enough.
Times.
Okay? This is all
Yeah.
anybody needs.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So I can watch you put in your password.
Right.
I mean, like, come on. How are they going to prevent?
No, I mean, unless...
I don't get it.
Okay. There has to be a way to turn it on and off.
There's got to be.
And you have to have control. It's not like it's going to be live streamed.
And I get that we're all sick of the person holding their phone up for every single thing that they do.
Right.
I get that we're sick of that. But really,
but
recording everything
that's
that
not
we do
going to
at all
help.
times. Are we really all that vain too? Like, I need record.
It's a
myself.
millennial thing. If you're a millennial, knock it off.
Yeah.
Grow up already.
It's enough.
We've had
Look in
enough.
the mirror.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I can think of some scenarios in which it would be
some
cool.
benefit. Yeah.
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 But all the time.
We could use it for our reasons, but
we have plenty of reasons for which it would be perfect. However, we're the type of people who would use it with discretion and only when needed.
Yeah.
Other people just want to fill up the cloud of YouTube with nonsense.
Yeah, it'll be
kind
more
of like we're doing right now.
Not only do I have to see your status of what you ate and
oh my
how
gosh,
much,
yeah. We get to see it.
Now we get to watch you eat your
Yay.
crap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The benefit, because you're looking through the person's eyes, you don't have to see the person.
That's true. Point of view.
But then think of how great it could be. So, you go on a blind date, and nowadays you go on the blind date of the person you met online that you don't really know, and you could be like Beverly and take a picture of their license plate, but then not bother to send it to anybody, so that
it doesn't do any good.
Right, we had to tell her she went on a first date, a night hike, on a first date with a computer having met. Yeah. I took a picture of his license plate. Well, that would have been really helpful when we found you dead in the forest and then recovered your phone.
Yeah.
Anyway. So this would be much better because right now we have I'll call you 15 minutes in, but now you could just have the live stream going on.
Exactly.
Then you could add in the earpiece.
Yeah.
And do the whole
And for those of us who are lazy, I could just say, why don't you go on a date and I'll just watch.
I'll be the screener.
Speaking of a virtual life.
Now wait a minute, we might be onto something here.
I've always wanted to live your life for you.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
You don't want to do that. No, you no. But then, so on the days when I'm just like, I'm going to call in uninterested to work, and Joe says, do you want me to go for you? Then he could. And I could be like, and I could be sitting on the couch watching Gilmore Girls and be like, oh yeah, click on that thing to the right. Okay, now figure it out.
No, just focus on that thing for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, there's a spreadsheet. If you open it on the bottom of the desktop, just leave that open all day.
Yeah.
And if anybody walks by, just look at it like you're really frustrated. Pull a George Costanza. It works every time.
Say really snarky things. You could he could be Kate. I mean, please.
All you have to do is just repeat the things that I'm sure I would be saying in his ear.
Right. There you go.
Because I'm like that.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Do we have anything else? Have we forgotten anything, producer?
We talked about waiter dude. We talked about phone stalking. Did we talk about phone stalking?
We did talk about phone stalking.
Yeah.
Phone stalking is nice. I do have to mention, speaking of stalking, okay, 2 things. 1, Facebook stalking, while yes, it's a thing, and while yes, it's convenient, it's not something to brag about. Why? Because everyone is like, Here, look at my whole life. Here, stalk me. And people are begging to be stalked when they put everything on Facebook. So that doesn't count. 2, I totally got called out at church for bragging about my stalking skills. So
yeah, it could be a sensitive subject, for some people.
Right? So this couple's walking away and I'm talking to somebody else and I was like, no, I'm a really good stalker. And the girl, I know the wife and her husband, who I have never officially met, catches that last part and turns to her and says, did she really just say how good of a stalker she is? Yeah.
Yes, she did.
As a matter of fact, I did. Look, we all have hobbies. I'm good at one thing, okay? Don't take that away from me just because it's illegal.
Yeah. Well,
That's all I'm
besides
saying.
the fact that, let's be honest, we only put on Facebook what we want everyone to see.
Exactly.
So it's not even a full picture.
It's true. And my favorite Facebook quote is, I hope that your life will be as happy as you pretend like it is on Facebook. Because let's be honest.
And
people do
myself
that.
included.
Yeah,
I'm
we all
totally
do
guilty
it.
of...
We all do it to an extent, some more than others.
Yeah.
You know who you
Well,
are.
and then because here's why. The people who do put every stupid possible thing on and the arguments that they have with their husband or wife or whatever, we're all embarrassed for them. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
No. So then we try to put up, some weird cat video or something to distract everyone. You're welcome, by the way. Yeah, because we're just trying to manage this crowd management, crowd control on Facebook.
But like you and Jared, I've become a very good lurker.
Lurking, we
lurker.
love lurkers.
I get stuck in the scroll hole from time to time, almost every morning. It's okay.
Yeah. I almost hate to say this, but sometimes I get bored. I scroll not far enough to get to the good stuff, and I'm like,
over it.
I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
The creepy thing for me, though, is when you read something someone's posted, and then the links immediately change below it. So you're like, see, there's no privacy.
Yeah.
There's really no such thing as privacy. There's
Ask
pretty
the
much,
Hubs.
if you're on, if you have a phone, and if you're on the internet, you're exposed.
To which I say, look, if you've got the time and the energy to pay attention to what I'm doing, A, I'm sorry, and B, and you're going to be disappointed. I mean,
go ahead. Look away.
Yeah, good luck to you is all I can say, because this train's a wreck. Ain't no one getting out alive, is all I'm saying. All right, well, I think that's all we have.
Okay.
Unless you have anything else.
No, I just am, excited.
She's
to be
in her
here.
mind making all the comments that she's going to make to herself.
I'll call her later with all the things I should have said, could have brought up. Yeah, we'll do that.
No, don't worry. You'll be back. You'll be back.
Okay, yay.
All right, well, with that, we will see you later, because you will subscribe and like and share with your friends. Or else. We always like to end with a or else. Yeah.
Or else.
That's right. I can do a tracheotomy with this. I'm just saying. Okay, that's all.